Hi, I'm Carol Steele. As I got dating age, I met a lot of cute boys. I loved to dance and Maroney had the funniest dances of all. We thought if we didn't get over to the dance every Saturday night we were picked on. Therefore we decided that if any one of the girls in our crowd got a date, they had to take all of the rest of us over to the dance. It was a great place to meet boys. We liked to go to all the surrounding town celebrations. We always had fun doing this. On Sunday nights Payson would hold band concerts. We loved to go to Payson to these concerts. I had a few boyfriends. I had one named Bill Lufgrand. I'd only been with him 2 or 3 times. He comes to Nephi one night. He had the cutest boy with him that I'd ever seen in my whole life. Great big brown eyes, beautiful brown eyes. He had a darling smile, and just real cute. We sit and talk to them and Bill introduced us to him. His name was Ned Downey. We were all just sitting around talking and we were fooling around. Shirley grabbed Ned's wallet and took off running and Ned started chasing her. So she took the wallet and threw it to me when Ned caught her. Then I took off running. I run couple of blocks down the street and finally Ned caught me. He twisted my arm around the back of me and took the wallet away. We talked all the way back to the car. Wow, he made my heart skip a beat. He was so handsome. When we got back to the car Bill said, "Well, are we going to go or not?" He said, "Come on and you can drive Carol," so I got in the car and drove, but I thought, wow, I would like to go with Ned. He is so cute. But he started going with one of my girlfriends. I was still going with Bill. I really wanted to go with Ned all the time I was going with Bill. I just wanted to be with Ned. Narlene sat in the back with Ned. When we went home I just couldn't get Ned off my mind. He had the biggest, most beautiful brown eyes, and a smile that just melted your heart. He had dimples and everything. I wanted to go with him so bad. One day on a Sunday Bill and Ned came down. Donna and I had been in church. When we got out Bill and Ned was in the car. Bill said, "Do you want to go for a ride?" And we said sure. So we jumped in and I sat by Bill and Donna sat by Ned. We drove down to Burson's Pond. We jumped out and were running around laughing and giggling and running around the pond. We found a rowboat on the side of the pond. We all jumped in the rowboat. We pushed the boat out into the pond. We laughed and splashed around for a while. The boat had only one oar in it and they pushed us out into the water. We went out in the middle of Burson's Pond and we splashed around and were having a great time. We started back to the shore. We got just about to shore and Bill jumped out and Donna jumped out. Ned and I were still in the boat. Then Ned pushed us back in the water. We were out in the middle of the pond and I took the oar and threw it in the water. We didn't have any way of getting back into shore. So we sat out in the water for a long time. While we were in the water talking, Ned asked me if he came down if I would go with him, if he come down without Bill. I said sure. I was so excited. We sat there for quite a while, then here came a guy from Santa Keen. He was in a boat and Ned knew him. He pulled close to us and threw us a line. Ned took hold of the rope and he towed us back to shore. I think we were in the middle of the pond, stranded for about a half hour. Bill was pacing up and down the bank of the pond. He looked pretty upset. When we got back to shore, we got out and we went home. The very next night here came Ned, without Bill. So I started going with Ned. Before that happened, while Ned was still going with my girlfriend, Narlene Telly. We went over to Payson Onion Days, over to the carnival. On the way home there was a wreck. Everybody jumped out and ran over to see the wreck. I hated wrecks really bad. So I stayed in the car. Ned was the first one back in the car. He looked at me and I looked over at him. Then he grabbed me and gave me a big kiss. That was the first time I was really with him. The next time he came down he took me to the show. He was my dreamboat. The one I was really looking for. He was darling, really a cute kid. One of the girls from Santakin said that on Boys' Day in Santakin, all the girls voted on who's the most perfect boy or who they thought had the cutest smile, all the different attributes of a boy. She said that Ned went up about 4 times and finally the principal said, "Ned, I'm gonna pull a chair up here and let you just stay up here on the stand." She said it really embarrassed him. He got best smile, best build, best hair, and best personality, and a whole lot of other awards that I can't remember. He was just a darling boy. He was the one I'd always wanted. He was working besides that. He was working up to Santakin in a mine. So he had bought a car. He even had a car. Most of my boyfriends at that time didn't have cars. But Ned had one, and so I thought that that was a real neat thing.